I didn't love myself, and you give power and influence to the wrong people. Look how it turns out. You have to hype yourself up when nobody else on the external is hyping you up. You have Hello and welcome back to Ascension with V. I am your host, Stashia Jeanette, aka V, and today we have a special guest that is about to take us on a journey with their specific gifts, skills, and expertise. And I'm going to let Catherine Vincent come in and tell us about all of her gifts and abilities and the ways that she uses them to help people for the highest good. So, Catherine, welcome. Thank you for being
Thank
on,
you.
and let's get into it.
Sounds good.
So tell me a little bit about what it is that you do and how you started doing it.
Sure. I'm a holistic educator and a medical intuitive energy channeler. I'm a yoga and meditation teacher. And I got into the yoga and meditation when I realized I was just moving in a really rigid, linear way, like a robot. And
Yeah.
I had lost all kind of connection to my body, my emotions. I felt super disconnected. And I found out later that I was in free state and that I needed to unlock that through slower breathing and through embodied practice such as yoga. So I did yoga for a while and it helped me to release some stuck energies, being in certain poses, and it helped me to be in my body more. And so I loved the newfound balance and agility, the confidence and the connection, the deep connection to what was going on in every part of my body. And that was like the first key to unlock all the other intuitive experiences for me becoming embodied. So I did become a yoga and meditation teacher, got my basic training, and then I went and got my advanced training, and I also got my mindfulness and meditation teacher training, and I've been teaching yoga since 2020. Mostly to vulnerable populations, actually, and so it's been super rewarding. Yoga wasn't enough for me. I still felt that a lot of the practice was quite rigid and linear, and I needed more. I needed more than just embodiment. It did a lot, but there was still a grimness to my, countenance. I wasn't able to laugh. I had lost all sense of play, all sense of lightness, all sense of
Yeah.
joy and expressiveness, gone. I was still, I was still kinda like Daria or Eeyore, just, blank mind, all blank eyes, and just unable to laugh, unable to give a high five, unable to drop an emoji.
Yeah.
It was really tough because I recognized, "Oh, that is funny, I just can't laugh." Like, I literally can't laugh right now,
Yeah.
and, like, someone would be like, "High five," and I'm like, "I just can't." Like, I literally
Yeah.
can't do it right now, I just couldn't, because you have to have that sense of lightness and joy, right? The sense of humor
Yeah.
and adaptability and spontaneity and the flow. You have to be able to be fluid, right? So I started exploring just everyday freestyle dancing, just expressive movement, just dancing to my favorite songs, just shake off the rigidity and this moving in one way all the time, because I found that, like, if you're not a dancer or you're not a gymnast or a racket sports player, you're not moving your body in a variety of ways. You're moving it in super rigid ways. So, yeah, the freestyle dance really opened me up, and I made this connection between physical, emotional, and spiritual. Like, if you're gonna unwind something physically, right? Open that up more. It does translate to new pathways and thought, right? New ways to emote or maybe releasing some stuck emotions. So the freestyle dance was good, but even that wasn't enough. Like, there was still a lot of pain and trauma and stuck energies. And so the grimness was there as well, Like, there was more fluidity and flow, but I recognized it's still hard to laugh. Like, I don't know. I took improv. Okay. I took improv for like a couple of, like, maybe 2 years online and in person, because this was around the time of COVID that I started the
Yeah.
improv journey. I enjoyed musical improv, so that was so good for me to just get, more spontaneous, and I know it was kind of structured, planned laughter and lightness, but it was really good for me to create these circumstances, like, and to socialize as well. Improv brought so much to me, and it really did help me to bring back the humor, and I ended up just treating every day, every moment as an improv opportunity. Like when the energies align, you can bring it out. And it's just, the concept of yes and just flowing and, just turning something on its head, whatever it is, right? Rather than blocking and staying small, right? Yeah, expanding, keeping it going, and just adding playfulness and joy to it, irreverence. It's also special. So improv is so special to me because I can't there was nothing else that helped me to bring that back, and I was doing energy healing. Like, I didn't mention that part. I had been doing energy healing since 2016. That was not what helped me the most, right, with the lightness and the playfulness. It really
Yes.
I mean, it helped in conjunction with it, but it really was the improv, right? Those in-person experiences where you, like, go and you do something like, "Oh, I'm gonna take a cooking class." Like, they transform you
Yes.
so much because it's that social element, right? And you're like in your body and you're in a new space. And
Yes.
anyway, so that
In the
was
flow.
amazing. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. No, improv was amazing, but there was still edge to me, and I was doing energy healing. I was releasing stuff through help from practitioners, but I really needed the acting as well. So I took an acting class and I just wanted to explore expression. It just seemed like I knew that I hadn't really gone too deep in too many of those areas just because I think when someone has been through a lot of trauma, it's mostly like the sad character. You know what I mean? It's mostly the disappointed, the
Yes.
angry one, right? The one who plays
Yeah.
small or whatever, right? So it's like I
Yeah.
wanted to do acting because it's just like, well, I haven't had a chance to experience a lot of the other archetypes, the other emotions, and I want to explore that. And so I did through the acting and it was really special. We acted as people with their in certain chakras. Like, so someone in their root chakra might walk like with the energy concentrated around the bottom of their spine. So they might walk a certain way with a certain heaviness there. Whereas in your heart chakra, you might walk with maybe your heart sticking out or facing, the front first. If you're in your head too much, you might walk with your head going like this, and I've seen people do that actually at work. So it's like it's actually a thing, like, we're acting like these people,
Yes.
but they literally do if they're concentrated in a certain area, that's how they walk.
Yes.
So it was really
Yes.
cool to explore different roles, and, when I was exploring the heart-based role, like, we were pretending we were Care Bears at some point
Care
and just
Bears.
shining
Yes.
with our
Yes,
yeah, our
exactly.
hearts.
Like, ah.
Yeah, and, like yeah, yeah, painting the walls with it, and it was just
Yeah.
like I was like, "This is amazing," and this is like, I know I am this way, and this is how I want to be, like, just heart-based. Like, I'm tired of being super edgy. Not like I was doing it on purpose, it's just trauma stuff that makes you spiky,
Yes.
right? And, like,
Yeah.
kinda, like, hard to be around. You know what I mean? Like, because you get
Yes.
triggered. You
Exactly.
get triggered by
Yeah,
everyone's love,
exactly.
right? So then you might explode a bit and, stuff like that. Like, so I still had quite a few spikes there. So yeah, like, see, all of that together was so important. I needed every single ingredient. And yoga was the first thing. Then it was the dancing and then the improv and then the acting. And then I kind of deepened into more energy healing because when I got my dog Bodhi, and he's a Labrador retriever, he's so cute. Is he here? Yeah, he's just behind me. So there he is.
Oh,
Yeah,
Bodhi.
yeah. So I got him yeah, I brought him home, like, after my trip to BC, and, he was 11 weeks, and then just taking him outside, and having all these people just socializing with him and me in a very positive way, like I was in heaven. It wasn't
Yeah.
perfect because many people don't socialize with the dog owner, they just look at the dog and ignore the dog owner,
Yes.
but still, their faces were like yours, right? Just filled with joy and bliss, and, like, they were melted, you know?
Yeah.
It really transformed my relationship with society, with the world, with the public, because I
Mhm.
was used to, like, light racism every, like,
Yeah,
6 weeks
exactly. No,
in Toronto, and, like, it's just when you're
oh,
not
oh,
white, things get said to you,
yes.
and, like, it's like they're
Yes.
well-meaning, right? No, but even when you're white, I think things get said to you too, but,
Yeah. But you
especially
but for
I was
real.
yeah, a teacher, right? Teaching these special
Yeah.
needs kids in public. Homeless people wanted to say things to me, like go back to
Yeah.
China and stuff like that, right?
Right.
So like lots of stuff out of nowhere on the bus cuz like I was just always taking transit. I was always out and about. I love like exploring neighborhoods and exploring
Yeah,
nature.
same.
So it's like I'm not hiding away. So because I'm out and about in a city of millions, like stuff's going to
Yep.
happen once in a
Yep.
while, right? So I understand like these people don't represent all of Toronto, It's just, once in a while, but it's enough where I'm like gathering more
Yes.
evidence. Yeah, people suck
Yeah. Yes,
because
exactly. You're like,
people try to step on me. They keep trying to step on me. So yeah, like they suck.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
having Bodhi really started turning that around, like turning the wheels in my head, making me think, hold on, let's flip this. Like maybe like people are amazing.
Yeah.
It's just
Look,
it's
look,
not like
Catherine, he gave you a positive experience with people. See what I did there? See what I did there?
yes, I did. I appreciate that. I love that. Yeah, no, it was amazing. And so things really changed. And then, like, around 2 weeks after that, I saw this. I was just on this elliptical in my building looking out the window and at the clouds. I love looking at the sky. And then I saw
Yes.
this bald man sitting cross legged in the sky, colored like pink and orange. And nothing else was colored. It was just regular gray, blue sky. And then when I focused on him, he started flashing. And then my body started flashing like 9 times at least. Crazy, it
Yeah.
was like jolts of electricity, and I was like, "What is happening?" But I
What
just had
is
the sense
this?
that it was just another chapter in my spiritual awakening, and it was like when I got Bodhi and I changed in my attitude towards the public, like, I started
Mhm.
opening to more like, "Let's receive from the public. Let's receive love and beauty from the public," and respect.
Yeah.
Then, yeah, like, I think it was just a spiritual awakening there. It wasn't the only one, but it was a notable one around the time I got
Yes.
Bodhi, and this is after all the work I had been doing, right? I was already receiving energy healing, so that was big. And then I went to Leslie for expressive arts therapy and counseling, although I studied the expressive arts therapy portion first. Like that summer, I went for an intensive and like I saw a whale in the sky and like I was doing all this stuff, like doing watercolors, and then like a whale emerged out of nowhere. And I was doing all this like scribbling with this group of people. And then this whole theme came through, like all these images that had so much symbolism. So it was
Yeah.
just more insight into how, with expressive art and with nature, like the divine just comes through. Like you never know what
Big.
will emerge, but like enter the flow though, right? Just enter the flow
Yeah.
and do the
Exactly.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So all of that together. And then like just I started getting clairsentient hits soon after
Mhm.
that.
Yeah.
Just shivers all the time. Like when I was doing the expressive arts therapy classes and doing all the improv, they did improv there. And like I knew it was healing. That's why, yeah, like that's why I was so obsessed with it. But we did a lot of improv there. We did a lot of art. We did everything, right? And responding to each other's expressive art and then like responding again to their responses. Like we studied a lot of theories. And yeah, I just experienced more clairsentience coming in, just hits in my body, in different parts of my body, just telling me like symbolically what that meant about me or
Yeah.
about the person, right? Like, and
Exactly.
it usually came online when I was having like a not great belief, or yeah, like for example, Bodhi was eating this like hard piece of, I don't know, it was this snack. I think it was made of cowhide or something, but it was hard, right?
Mhm.
And then like my finger, like I got this crazy sensation, like a lightning flash into my finger straight down the middle. And I learned later that the pointer finger has to do with leadership and mental clarity. Like in mudras, it has to do with mental clarity. But in palm reading, also Indian, it has to do
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
leadership. Yeah. So, that was telling me like it's
Take
like my
charge.
higher self. Yeah, take charge. Like, don't let him finish it. He could choke on it and it could like
Exactly.
burst open his intestines. Like, you better take that out of his mouth right now. So it's like my
Exactly.
body
Yes.
or my higher self as is very opinionated.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's you having this it's like your higher self being the parent to you and being like, "Ah, you better get that in line."
Yeah.
Like, "No, you know better than that. Like, we don't do that, and you need to do this." And yes,
It's
it
crazy.
very
Yeah.
mu
So like my parent is here. My parents is online. So when I have like a belief that isn't empowering, it lets me know, well, now you got a stuck energy here because it's lighting up. Like you have
Yes,
trouble moving forward with resilience in response to obstacles in your personal life. So that's my left shin lighting up, right? And it's lighting up
yes,
hard. I'm like, oh God, like I really gotta address that, or else it's gonna become worse, right?
yes,
So it's
yes.
it's really cool. It is like I've got my own parent. Do you have that
Yeah.
as well?
I
Yeah.
do. Yeah, which is why when you were
What's that like?
explaining it, I was it's very much like that with me. I call it I have the three things within me that I've coined. It's the child, the emperor, and the empress. And for me, I often resonate like with the child version of me, but I can always feel the emperor wanting to be the one that's like, we're taking charge and these are the things that we're doing and this is what needs to be done. And it's very like kind of the way I always say God source universe gives tough love. And it's very much like the tough love parent, right, that comes through
Yeah.
and gives you the discipline and the authority of things. And no, no, no. So best example for me recently is my diet has changed significantly. So
Okay.
now essentially
Yeah.
I'm just vegetarian, and so I've
Okay.
eliminated a lot of the sugars and high fructose corn syrup type of situations. So anytime there's something that like I get pulled to from like an old way of eating, like the emperor part of me will come in and be like, we're not doing that. We're not eating that. You can't have that, you know. And then other times I'll feel like the empress of like the calming, nurturing side whenever I'm going through something that used to trigger me or was still triggering me. For instance, I have Chiron wound in fifth house of Leo, so it's about being seen, about being visible,
Oh,
about you know what I mean, like putting your creations and things out there. And so whenever I'm getting ready to post something or put something out or, release something, poetry of this nature, and I feel like an old belief of like, maybe it's not good enough. What if people don't like it kind of thing? Like, I'll feel the empress kind of energy of being like, hey, it's okay. Like we can do this. You're not for everyone, but you need to put your art out there. You need to put your creations out there. And we're gonna do this. But I try every day to allow each one to have a turn, like kind of like a like tag team, like tag, you're it. Now you handle this. But kind of like you, there was a time where I didn't allow my inner child to play because I had gone through so much from 4 years old that, like, I had to grow up really fast,
yeah. I'm
so,
sorry to hear.
um nah, I mean, but it
But
was, like,
what should
kinda like
no?
yeah, I'm like, "Nah," it was kind of like it was like training, and I wouldn't be who I am
Yeah.
today.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I love that you
yeah,
call it training. That's cool. I love that you give space to each self. Like just let them breathe, let them do their thing,
yeah,
take up space.
exactly, exactly. So yeah, that's kind of what it's when you were telling me about your situation with feeling the feeling the pointer finger and like, "I need to take charge," and it is like having that parent, that higher self parent be like, "Ah."
Yeah. Yeah. And it tells me about other people. Like it sorry, you glitched a bit, but
Yes.
it tells me about other people too. Like it just gives me information about like stuff they say or believe that affects me. Like, for example, someone
Yeah,
was being unnecessarily harsh with me, just kind of blaming, my reticence to. I was going to put on an event with her, and she wanted it in this city where someone I knew had passed away. Anyway, it was like a really close situation, and I just didn't want to be there. I
right.
didn't feel ready to do it, because there
Yeah,
was more to it, and it wasn't great. And she's just
exactly.
like, "That just says more about you." And I'm like, "Yeah, I don't care. Like, yeah, it does, but I don't care. I don't want to do it there. That's just where I'm at right
What?
now."
Right,
And you know what? I would still stand by it. I would still stand by it, because that was like
yeah,
an
exactly.
intensely personal place for me. And I just don't want to do a session there where I'm teaching yoga and it's like a place of trauma for
Yeah,
me. It's where the trauma
yeah,
was.
and
So no, I'm not going
is
to do it there.
if it's not for you. Yeah, and if it's something it doesn't feel in alignment with you, and that's something that I tell clients frequently, like, it's a no. If it doesn't feel right, like, it's just no, and you don't have to explain or tell people, your reasoning behind it. They can get mad if they want to, but at the end of the day, if it's not right for you and it doesn't feel good for you, it's a no.
Right, right, and at that point, I think I still had more people pleaser tendencies, like,
Yes,
I try
exactly.
not to now, but I'm sure there's there's still some work to do, but yeah,
Yeah.
like, that part of me that was my body, it lit up, like, I felt like there was a needle being stabbed in my eye, literally, it was like, boom, like that. I was just a sharp,
What?
as in, like, "Hello, open your eyes. Are you
Yes.
perceiving what your friend just said to you? She just attacked you."
Right. Right.
Right?
Yes.
Whereas, if that side of me hadn't said that, I would have been so chill, like, "Yeah, I hear what you're saying, yeah. I'm still
Right.
not gonna do it, but, like, that's how you
Yeah,
feel, okay." Like, you know what I mean? Like, I just would have been, like, being a
exactly.
good friend, even though she was kind of, like, awful.
Being not great. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yes. Yeah, and it's interesting that you mentioned the people pleasing tendencies because that's also something that I'm working through. I mean, and I think for any of us who have this like super empathic, we're just super special beings. We have that very close God source universe unconditional love within us. And it's like a love that not everybody on this planet like comes out the womb innately having, and so we care about people a lot more than a lot of other people care, most of the time about us. And so we're more innately, I guess, adept to wanting to keep other people happy. We have this
Yes.
thing that we have to work hard, I think, throughout every incarnation of being like, no, no, like it's okay for me to put what I need and my needs first. It's okay for me to fill my cup first. It's okay for me to, make sure that I'm good first. But it's been interesting now recently over the last couple of months of being able to real time, like in real time check, like, is this a people pleasing thing? Am I trying to people please? What is this? Like, hold up, time out. And I think that's a really great sense of progress once you can get to that point and you're in real time checking yourself, like, oh no, like this is a old wound trying to resurface. Or this is that. And yeah, so it's I like when I meet other people who are going through some of the same kind of healing things, and I'm like, "Yes, we're in it together. We're doing this."
Yeah, yeah, it's tough. Like, I totally relate to everything you said. Like, it's just like when that person in front of you is kind of, not really showing a mature side, and you're just
Mhm.
trying to make sure they feel okay, but you're not checking in with your needs.
Yeah.
Totally. Yeah, I'm still working through that.
Yeah, it's
It's
because
it's
it's
a
r
self-betrayal. It's like it's
yeah,
sad, like, I'm, like, really trying to put myself first, but it's just so hard. I just wanna make
yeah,
sure, "Okay, how can I serve them best right now?" To make sure they
right,
calm down.
right.
So, yeah, yeah. We should exchange notes.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
I think the thing is, like, the way we perceive others so well and tune into them, like, just we should just
Yes.
make it a process where, like, right in the moment, like, tune into me first. Me
Yes,
first. Like, that's it.
exactly.
What do I need, you know?
What am I
Yeah.
feeling
How
first?
do I
Yeah.
feel about this? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. It is. It's like a rewiring of the brain, kind of like having to go through and clear out your mind's mental cache of like all the BS that you've experienced, previously and all like the indoctrinated thought patterns or inherited traits or, handed down beliefs or things of this nature, ways of being, thinking, doing, breathing, existing. And now all of a sudden at this point in time, it's like, no, we're gonna create some new neural pathways. No, we're gonna create some new
Yes.
habits. We're gonna you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's awesome. And you could totally act it out if it's, like, really hard to you could journal about it. There's so
Yes.
much that we could do to explore that, but it does take focus, it takes effort, intention.
Repetition and consistency.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Okay, Catherine, what else? Tell me more.
Okay, sure. So so like the expressive art stuff I mentioned, and then the clairsentience came online hard. And then I started I started doing energy healing on myself and on others in my life pretty consistently to develop my intuitive dictionary. Just the symbolism, like, oh, what does it mean when like outer right wrist lights up versus left cheekbone, versus like outer right eyebrow. Everything is different, right? Every hit means something different. And also like sometimes it's like a sharp pain. Sometimes it's just a light dance. Other times it's a numbness that's deep inside, and other times it's like a ring. It's so many different sensations, and so I'm still developing the dictionary. It's still refining with every person that I tune into, and support in that way.
Yeah.
I get new information. So it's really good. And my clairvoyance, like the other clairs come on. So because I have aphantasia, I'm not able to see when I close my eyes. It's just black. I can't make images.
See, that's me.
Yeah.
I literally said the exact what? That's a wait, what is it called? Back up. I'm so sorry. I'm so
I know it's
sorry for
new.
interrupting, but I
No,
was like,
it's
"Wait,
new.
hold on."
Yeah,
That's
it's
literally
new.
that's me as well. What is it?
Yeah.
What's it called?
Aphantasia. Aphantasia.
A,
Aphantasia.
one more time. APA.
Hantasia. Aphantasia.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, tell me more.
Yeah, yeah. So, like, and that affects your learning, right? But we won't talk about that. Well, it also affects your memories of everyone, which is a good and bad thing because, like, you don't really remember specifics of trauma, but you also don't really remember specifics of all the happy memories and all the people's faces. Like,
Yeah.
you have to rely on pictures, right? And videos.
Yeah.
You just don't remember because you're not able to form that visual in your mind. So you might have to rely on other things like, I guess, making lists and audio. But anyway, so because I had aphantasia, I couldn't make images. And so when images started falling into my mind,
Mhm.
that was clairvoyance. Clear, very clear
Clairvoyance,
to me.
yeah.
It's like because I couldn't make that. And it was sacred geometry stuff like
Yes.
rectangles. Like it started off as
Metatron's
rectangles and stuff.
cube.
I haven't been given that. No, but
Oh,
that's
I'm
cool.
like,
Uh,
"Oh."
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, just rectangles and stuff connected to it and stuff inside it. And like I'm still building the dictionary for that. That one's quite mystical to me. It's still enshrouded a bit in fog, a
yeah,
treasure for me to discover. But everyone's got something
yeah.
different going on when the divine forces do gift me a sacred geometry for that
Mhm.
person. And it often happens when there's like a group of us there. I am connected to a network of energy healers because I took an energy healing mentorship and medical intuitive mentorship with Patrice Christofiak, who's in Portugal. So I took 2 mentorships with him. It's really cool because, like, when you're with a group of intuitives, everyone's pretty, they're trying their best to be grounded, but also high vibrational, right? So
Right.
a lot comes in. Like, it's just when you have a group of people together, open to energy healing, you get a lot of release and a lot of activation and like
Yeah,
stuff in connection to each other about past lives you've had with each other and stuff that needed to be healed from those past lives. It's crazy. So that's why I took a second mentorship with Patrice. I just knew that being with another group would continue to unlock things. I was hoping to learn more about the sacred geometries, but I mean, more has come in for sure. And I can see more like a film now. So yeah, just new things keep coming in. So I've got the clairsentience, I've got the clairvoyance. I've heard some clairaudient things, just like musical things and like sounds and so on. So I think that's still
yeah,
coming in. I've had
yeah.
glimpses of clair aliens, like this clear smelling.
Yes, I was like, I'm like, "Do you smell?" I have all the things, but again, until recently, I didn't know, like, the names of them. Like, before, there used
Yeah,
to
they're
just be,
they're a
like,
mouthful.
5. Yeah, there used to just only be, like, 5 things, like the clairvoyance, the clairaudience, clairsentience, claircognizance, and no, it was just the 4 for the longest. When I was younger, it was just, like, the 4, and then recently, I found out that there was, like, the one with the touch and clairtangents and the smell and the tasting things, and I didn't know that that was, like,
Yeah,
a but,
clear
like, this
tangents.
was,
So that means
like, when you can get when you touch things, that's why, like, I don't like people touching me. Like, I don't shake hands with people or,
Mhm.
like, unless I feel I'm told that it's okay to do so because I can get glimpses of people's lives and things when I touch them. Same thing, like, with objects. If I hold an
Yeah,
object of something, I can see stuff from it or feel stuff
that's
from
so
it.
magical. So magical.
But it's a lot, especially when, like,
It's a lot.
when
Yeah.
you didn't know when I didn't know what it was, what was happening, again, I'll be 32, I'll be 33 in September, and when I
Oh,
was
that's
Yeah,
special.
Catherine.
That's your
And
number.
yeah, exactly. But when I was younger, 4 years old, was when all this stuff started happening to me, and I
Really?
didn't. Yeah, but you can't
How
talk
was
to
that for you?
people.
No, no,
Rough.
your brain's still developing until your mid-20s.
Rough, rough, but, like,
Yeah.
I was born like, I had to be resuscitated at birth, so, like, I came into the world swinging and tied in with, like, death. So, like, I guess that had something to do with it, but again, a lot of the things that I was seeing and experiencing and going through, my mom was like, "You can't talk to anybody about this," and again, like, as a as a mom with a clearly, like, special child, again, back 30 years ago, it was a different time, and everybody wanted to put you in, like, a white coat and, like, a padded cell for talking about any of these things, so but this was stuff that I was dealing with, like, really, really young, and I had to mask it for a long time, so now currently, it's, like, double work on me of trying to be like, "Oh, it's okay to actually reveal these gifts," you know? Like,
Yeah.
it's a strange situation, but I didn't know that these things had actual names, and then when you said the thing what is it called? Aphantasia?
Authentic.
Aphantasia, yeah, like, so I was telling my mom a couple of days ago 2 days ago about whenever I need to see something, like read somebody a timeline or when I'm doing my energy reading or channeling or, they're showing me things, I see it with my eyes open.
Cool. So is that a new thing? Oh, no.
But,
Okay,
like,
so you've
I
always been
just
able to
didn't
see with your eyes open.
yeah, but, like,
Does it
I
show up
didn't
in
know
front of you? Like,
yes, like, it's
okay,
like a it's weird, like, like, I can see it, but, like, it's not with my it's not with my physical eyes, it's, like, in here.
okay,
Does that make sense?
cool. I hope it does one day. Like, I hope I could experience that. That would be so cool because you
I
never know
hope
what
it
comes
does.
in, right? You never know, like, what you'll be given, you know?
Yes, like, it's like seeing it it's like seeing an image inside your head, but again, it's, like, with the my eyes are open, like, I'm not, like,
Okay,
closing my eyes trying to envision it, but it's just inside my head.
okay. So it's not in
Yeah,
front of you, it's just it's in here that you're seeing it.
correct, but my eyes are
Okay.
open. Yeah. It's an interesting way of viewing the world and going about the world, but, like, it's been an it's been
Yeah, and so do you
yeah.
find that grounding, integrating between sessions helps because it's such a powerful gift that you use?
Yeah, I try my best to like, I use tuning forks a lot, and so I'm constantly having to clear my energy, and are you familiar with the human design?
Lightly. I'm a splenic projector 4/6,
You're a
but
projector
I
too.
haven't deeply connected to it. Like people say things to me like, "Oh, you don't have your own thoughts," and like trust your gut, stuff like
Yeah,
that. It'll be a
yeah,
whisper, and you need to be invited and stuff like
yeah,
that.
right,
So it's just
right.
I don't know. I feel like it
Yeah,
it could apply to everyone. I'm sure it's great, but I think I need someone to like hold my hand and walk me through it and teach it to me,
yeah,
and
I
spell it
I
out.
don't know yeah, exactly. I don't know much about it either. I'm good with birth charts, like, I'm good with that, but as far as the human design thing, I only learned enough about essentially what the archetypes are for it, and I'm also a projector. I think I'm 3 5 projector,
Yeah.
but
Do you know what that means?
not it was, like, something like being essentially you go through a life as, like, trial and error, which is no lies detected. Literally everything is that's how I gather my experience,
Yeah.
that's and I'm not comfortable talking about something until I've done a thorough amount of research on it, and I'm, like, confident in not only have I gathered enough research, but I actually applied kind of like the mad scientist. I need to, like, try
Yeah.
the experiment first in order to be like, "Nah, that didn't work," or like, "Yeah, this does work." I need to try things and then document my research, and then I'm comfortable talking about it and teaching others. And
That's
so my life
cool.
is yeah, so that part is very much true.
Yeah, it's like you're the adventurer, scientist or just yeah, the explorer, researcher,
Yes.
scientist, communicator,
Yes.
teacher. Yeah, that's
Teacher,
cool.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, like, my friends will joke and be like, "Yeah, you're like the mad scientist, like, in the lab, like, ooh, what does
Yeah,
this do?" Yeah.
that's cool. Yeah, I love experimenting with different divine forces as well in energy healing. So now that I've been
Yeah.
in Da Nang, there's like a huge dragon bridge. I felt so many shivers when I crossed that dragon bridge. And like I also found a dragon and a Buddha in a frame. So I washed it off.
So the dragon, have you researched the meaning behind it?
Just lightly over the years, just yeah, lightly, and, I've followed some people who connect deeply to dragons. I had a dear friend, Eugene Lado, who was, into dragons, and he taught me and my friend Allison magic classes. It's so cute, but, he passed away last October, sadly, but,
I'm
yeah,
sorry.
so I was always kind of thank you. I was in that world for a while, just kind of hearing about dragons, hearing about how we have our own dragons, and here in Da Nang,
Yeah.
it's just easier to lean into that idea. So I've just been exploring dragon healing, like with the elemental
Yeah.
dragons. Yeah, earth
Tell me
dragons, water
tell me
dragons.
more.
Yeah, I will. So the earth dragons, like they can help you burn away distortions, right? All of them. So you can just imagine the earth dragons will help you to ground. And maybe it's just general grounding, root chakra stuff, right? Earth chakra, earth star chakra. But maybe it's to ground with a particular intention in mind. Like maybe if it's better relationship with myself or to use my power effectively in my public life, then, help you to ground some of these ideas you have into everyday life. So just use that keyword and ask the earth dragons to just clear away all the distortions you might have in your body and aura around that. And then you might feel some stuff happening. And if you want, you can just focus on clearing distortions. You could also ask for new things to come in, new energy to come in. But I would just, for now, ask the dragons to clear distortions. And then I would probably invite higher self or a divine guide to like bring in the new energies.
Yes.
'Cause I like to focus on their breath, like, just, like, clearing it away, right? Burning it away. So
Yes.
then the water dragons are about flow and intuition and emotions, and, like, think of all the symbolism with water. And then the fire dragons are associated with willpower and motivation and passion and action. And then you have the air dragons who are also associated with flow, but you could think about, like, mental clarity, mental organization, thinking, vision, yeah, so that's just my sense of it, but do you work with dragons? Like, do you wanna add anything?
No, I've only I have, like, a for whatever reason, I've always had visions, like, I have dream sight, and so I would always have these dreams of being in, like, the ocean with like, a dragon, like a sea dragon, and, like, I know it sounds weird, but, riding on the back of this sea dragon in the ocean, and, it would, like and put this bubble around me so I could be around it, but it would be, like, for a month back to back every night, I would have this dream of visiting this dragon and being in the ocean with this dragon, and then once we got done doing whatever, it would take me back to the surface, and there was this little hut that I went into, and then somehow from the hut, I would get back to my actual bed and then wake up the next morning, but that's that's the only, like, connection to dragons that I've had, but as you were explaining the different types of dragons, it reminded me of in traditional tarot, the different decks. The King of Wands, like, wands is fire, and, like, the fire energy is associated with essentially what you said, like, the action, the willpower, the pleasure, taking action, willpower, and the water being same thing, like your emotions, the flow, the creativity, the sensuality, and air being logical thinking, it's your mental, and pentacles
Mhm.
being the earth force. So, like, it was interesting, the correlations of it, but no, the only experience that I have with dragons is just that. But you have taught me something, and
That's
I'm
really
I'm
special,
interested.
though.
Yeah, but I'm interested in applying what you said about clearing the distortion with the dragon, so I am look, the mad scientist in me is like, "Must try." Yeah, I'm like, "Yes, let me
Yeah, that's
try it."
awesome.
Yeah,
I'm sure you'll
okay.
love it. I mean, y maybe your sea dragon will come in.
Right. I'm like, "Maybe the sea dragon." And I wanted to ask you when you were talking about the water dragons, have you ever felt anything about working with, like, bodies of water as opposed
Yeah.
to, like, still water? And what I mean by, like, still water is, like, a pool or, like, a bathtub
Yeah. Yeah, all of it.
versus live water? What do you feel with it?
Yes, yes. I've been exploring that. Yeah, definitely. If I'm living somewhere with a bathtub, I'm exploring baths, right? In energy healing and
Yes.
definitely with the shower head, imagining the waterfall, right? Cleansing my chakras. I do
Yes.
that every night. It's
Yes.
just amazing.
Yes,
Yeah.
same.
And I put on my shower cap just so it goes over my crown. Like,
Yes.
when I didn't do this practice, I wasn't putting on the shower cap, I was just being, kind of lazy with the shower, but now that I'm, like,
Yeah.
devoted to it, I'm just like, I'm putting that shower cap on every night and letting the
Every
waterfall run
night.
all over me, Yeah, doing the manifesting. But, yeah, and I sit in the ocean a couple times a week because, I live in Da Nang, where it's just coastal, it's right by the ocean, short walk.
Nice.
So I'm often in the water. I'm sitting there and I'm just sort of praying or meditating or manifesting. And when I was in Nha Trang, which is also a coastal city in Da Nang, south,
Mhm.
the waves were stronger and the water was higher closer to the shore. So I was swimming more, I was treading more, and I was like immersed in deep water more, kind of, up to my chest, up to my shoulders sometimes. But yeah, it was high up. So I was just experimenting with kind of swimming and expressive movement, kind of expressive yoga and like, so it just depends on the spot. And yes, I've had some time in pools recently too, because sometimes I get access to a pool where I'm staying. So yes, I have explored just kind of floating in the pool and manifesting as well. And I think they're all really important, but I think the ocean and the shower feel particularly potent because you've got that
Yes,
movement of water, right? And it's going
exactly.
down. So you can imagine all the stuck energies going down the drain into the earth. And with the ocean, it's just so magnificent, right? It's so expansive and so enveloping, right? And you've got the quartz crystals and the
Yes.
sand. And then, like in Da Nang, there's a mountain in the background, and there's Lady Buddha, there's Kuan Yin looking over us. It's so beautiful. So yeah, I think there's something
What?
magical about ocean. Yeah, yeah, it's lovely, and there are statues of her and Buddha everywhere. So it's nice to connect to those particular ascended masters. My mom used to have a statue of Kuan
Yes.
Yin on an altar at the very highest part of the house. It's just a Vietnamese cultural thing, I guess, a Vietnamese
Yeah.
Buddhist thing. Yeah.
Yeah. That sounds so but, like, as you're explaining it, I'm seeing that that's kinda what I mean, like, eyes are open, but, like, I'm seeing the pictures of where you're at and, like, it and I can feel the energy of it, like, it's very serene, and it feels very tranquil, peaceful. Good.
It is. Yeah, Da Nang is a really magical place, and if you visit, we should meet up.
Absolutely. I gotta put it on the list. I'm like, "I gotta put it on the list." Like, I'm sold at this point. I'm sold.
Well, do you work online? Because you could live anywhere if you're working remotely.
I do. Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Awesome.
Yeah. Look, now I'm like, "Now I gotta add it to the bucket list." I'm actively writing it. How do you spell it?
DA space NANG.
Do you ever do grid work? That was random.
But I've s no, it's cool, I like it. It's like you're throwing a ball, I'm, like, trying to, like, catch it and throw it back, it's like improv, but, I've started exploring it, yeah, I've lightly explored it since the abilities came online, and I realized, "Oh, prayer is important, manifestation is important, your thoughts matter, your beliefs matter." So, like, I'm not just gonna pray for myself, I'm gonna pray for my loved ones, my friends, my coworkers, I'm gonna pray for the kids I work with, and I'm gonna pray for everyone in Toronto, everyone in Canada, and the whole world. So now wherever I'm at, I just pray for everyone and the there. So I was praying for Nha Trang, I was praying for Da Nang and Vietnam and the whole world. I'm always praying for the whole world.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
then recently, I've been consciously doing grid work, like thinking about grids. Usually, like it's like squares, and just like the
Yeah.
grid is like it's got truth. Here's a grid of beauty. Here's a grid of light. Or like here's a grid of
Yes.
truth, love, light, and beauty, right? And I'm just gonna anchor it into the land. So I'm just playing with that. I just started it like a few days ago. So I love that you asked that question. And if you have experience, I'd love to get some tips.
I was just saying because they were telling me that it's something that you have an innate ability to do, and you don't really need to do anything extra special. It's just that wherever you're being called to go and visit, you putting your bare feet on the ground will activate the lands there.
So I don't have to do this stuff. I just have to just be.
You can do the things, like, if you feel called to do them, but
Yeah.
I'm just saying wherever it is, because it feels like coming up in the near future, that's gonna be something that you are called to do is, like, travel to what will seem like random places, like, even locally, but it's because there's things that you need to do in those areas. Sorry, it was just I can't control what comes through, but, like, that was something that needed to be said, so I said it.
That's so beautiful. I appreciate that. Yeah, I do want to visit Thailand at the end of the year, and I want to do slow traveling there the way that I've been doing in Vietnam. It's just so immersive to just live like a local instead of like the
Yeah.
really fast travel, where you're hopping around from place to place every day. It's crazy. I mean, I
Yes.
used to do it,
It
but
is cra
I wouldn't do
it
that
is
now, you
crazy. It
know?
is crazy.
Yeah.
That's something that I was doing for essentially 12 years with my mom and sister, and, um, it was insane, but that's how I was called to activate, because it was so much land that, like, I had to cover, so much territory that I had to cover in such a short amount of time, and that was the only way that I could get it all done. But for you, it feels like you're required to spend more time in places, and so, anyways, that'll be a good thing for you, you'll enjoy it.
Thank you. Yeah, it's I mean, it's partially due to Bodhi. You know, I can't just jump around like that. Like, I
Look
don't
at
have a
Bodhi.
private jet to jump around with him in.
Bodhi's so
Bodhi.
he's literally the best. He's literally like your little spirit guide, the emotional support spirit guide Bodhi. Look at him. He's traveling right now.
Bodhi?
He's doing
Bodhi.
his
Yeah.
spirit work right now.
He is. You know, like, people have told me, "He's your dragon." I'm like, "Is he?" So I'm still
Yeah, that's
exploring that
literally what I'm
idea.
saying. I'm like, that's what I was getting ready. That's why I'm like, he's doing his spirit work now. Like I know I say things with like humor, but like I'm dead I'm dead ass serious when I say stuff. Like it's no coincidence that you got him and your life started changing magically. It's because that's not
He chose
I'm
me.
convinced exactly. And he's your guy like, he's your guide, and I feel like all animals, I don't care what anybody says, like, animals are absolutely shape-shifting beings, like, they're in that physical vessel for the time that you're around them, but, like, they're absolutely your guides. They're absolutely they choose you and you guys work together, you know? It kinda reminds me of, like, Toy Story, where, like,
Yeah.
all the toys were, just regular toys, and then when nobody was out of the room, they were alive and shit. It's this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Well, he looks like an animated Stuffy, but yeah, like, he literally chose
Yes,
me, like, cause he
exactly.
out of all the puppies, he sat in my lap and he looked at me for 10 seconds, and then he licked me for 10 seconds. He was the only one who spent that much time on me, just looking in my eyes like that. The
Yeah, he
rest of
was
them
he
weren't
was
even that
claiming you.
aware. Yeah,
No, he was
yeah,
claiming you. Yeah, exactly. He was imprinting on you and was like, "Look, we're locked in now. You're my person, and I'm your person. Like, we're a
yeah,
team."
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, it's
I love
crazy,
that
but
for
it's
you.
amazing. He's like a two-year-old,
Yeah.
perpetual two-year-old.
How old is Bodhi?
He's 3, or like, I guess, 21.
The
It's like
baby.
3 times 7, right? Yeah, he's still a baby.
Yeah,
Do you have a
he's
pet?
a baby. Yeah, I do. I have a toy poodle, and she's the same way. Like, I absolutely know that she's my guide, and we're kind of a tag team. She's a old woman, but, like, again, kind of like I said, animals will forever come to you in different forms, so, like, even when Bodhi's not in that form, like, he'll still be guiding you in a different form, and you'll be able to recognize
I hope
that.
so. Yeah, yeah, no. I'm like, I wanna cry now at the idea of him not being here, but I understand, yeah,
Yeah,
maybe he'll come back in another form.
it's not even maybe, like, you guys are locked in for lifetimes, like, it's a real thing. Again, I'm deeply what I work with frequently is a lot of, like, the death and rebirth process. Like I said, I know it sounds morbid, but I have, like, Pluto, 8th house of Scorpio, and Dark
Me
Moon
too.
Lilith in the Really? What?
Yeah.
So you're supposed to you there's this is not a coincidence that I'm telling you this. Like, this is we work very like, our power lies within embrace it. Now that you've said this about the you having the edge thing, like, and it's people being
It's still there.
intimidated,
I
it's
didn't
still
say
it's
that,
because
but
it's
they no, they were. Yeah, no, I think people
but
were
it's that.
intimidated because sometimes people would
People
tell
weren't
me, like, in my
yeah.
20s, it's like, "Yeah, like, you're intimidating." But that's
It's
remember,
the
I wasn't able to smile yet, right? Like, I was still very grim, but
Yeah, but
yeah.
it's the Pluto 8th house Scorpio energy. It's the, we come with being able to help people through their dark night of the soul to bring them from the underworld, into a light, to be able to learn to transmute that pain into something really beautiful, right? Like, that's our thing, but I've been resuscitated a few times, like, physically in this lifetime. So,
Wow.
I'm yeah, I'm very versed in, like, the things that happen in that. particular sector. And so, like, me telling you about the how things happen with, the people that are guided to you, your guides, your dragon, your Bodhi, regardless what shape you because you guys because he gave you the lock on, the eye contact thing, like that's your he claimed
Yes.
you, and so you'll always be able to recognize that energy in whatever form he presents himself as.
I
Like,
saw
you'll
him in
feel it.
another form. Like, I saw it, when I was closing my eyes
Yeah,
at night, and he was this very mature, handsome-looking, reddish, dog-like, I just saw the head and torso, but, like, I've seen his other form, and it's, like, crazy, it was totally him. It was just, like,
yeah,
adult him,
exactly.
like, mature, longer face.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. Exactly, but just know, like, he'll take a people form too, and you'll be able to recognize him in a people form. It's a
so
real
many
thing.
mysteries. It's
It's a
really
real
wow,
thing.
that's crazy. Wow,
Yeah,
so
like
that means that that animal was super brilliant. Like, it's like people might have underestimated that soul when they were in the animal body if they're able to be in a person's body at some point after.
exactly, exactly.
Yeah, I didn't know that, dog
It's
souls
interesting.
or animal souls
It's a
and
lot.
human souls, like, they inhabited yeah, they did the cross
Catherine?
inhabiting thing. I thought it was, like, a separate thing. Yeah, can you hear me?
Catherine!
Can you hear me? Oh, can you hear me now?
Oh,
Hello? Are you there? I can see you. Hello? Hello?
okay, I was like, "Hello?"
Hello? Yeah, that was
Okay, you're
weird.
back.
That was weird.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
we were too high vibrational for the technology to catch up.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. Yeah, I was just saying, I didn't know that, like, a dog soul, for example, could incarnate into a human body, but I know there's so many mysteries and a lot can happen.
Yeah, it's a lot of things that I don't understand. I at this point, every single day, I'm like, "Oh, so that's a thing. Alright, well, I just that's fine," I've accepted the fact that literally I know absolutely nothing, every single day, something is just, like, everything that I thought I knew, just gone, just gone.
Yeah, yeah, I'm finding that out as well. Like, I mean, I was at my most arrogant in my early 20s, I think, thinking I knew everything about the world. But
Yeah,
yeah, I was completely wrong.
yeah, same.
I'm always learning something new and
Yeah.
yeah, it's fun. It's fun to be the wise fool, to just have beginner's mindset.
Yes, yes, the childlike wonder, I feel like every day that's me where I'm like, "I'm going on an adventure," like The Hobbit. Yeah,
Yes. Yeah, it's a good attitude to have.
yes. Catherine, what sign are you?
I'm a
You a Virgo?
Sagittarius, December 11. Am I a Virgo? I think
December 11th.
there might be some Virgo things. Yeah, there could be. I'm not sure.
Okay. I'm Virgo. I'm Virgo sun. Do you know your
Okay.
other 2, your sun and moon? Your, moon and rising?
Yeah, yeah, my moon's in Cancer and my rising is in Pisces.
I'm I'm Cancer moon as well, and I'm,
Okay.
Aries rising.
My Lilith is in Aries in the first house.
Interesting, what's that like?
I'm not sure, like, I'm just myself, but I guess it means the rebellion and it's like a raw, kind of untamed femininity. I don't know, I'm just being myself.
Yeah,
I do identify
yeah.
with, enlivening the senses, like, I'm trying to say I'm sensual without because sensual's, like, got such a connotation, like, "Oh my god," whatever, but,
Like,
like,
e
no,
e
like,
e
I
but,
am
like,
I
when you
am
s
sensual, but, like, it's not just
"Catherine,
about
you a
it's not
freak?
just associated.
Catherine, you a freak?" Is that what it is?
That's a small subset of, what sensuality is, right? Like, sensuality is awakening each of the senses, each of the 5 senses, and it's like
Yeah,
smelling the
exactly.
flowers. So, like, yeah, I'm a flower
Yeah.
freak.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Listen, I'm all about that, like, where people shy away from things, like, like, I'm not, like, crazy, but I'm not, like, the one that's like, This is all, like, very taboo, and we're not gonna talk about these things," and I very much live in the power of, like, dark feminine, like, I do try to embrace all aspects of the feminine, whereas, like, y you know, everyone wants the woman to just, like, behave and be the good girl and, like, not have this kind of things, and I'm like, "Meh, no, no thanks." Like,
Yeah.
I'm actually gonna
Yeah,
do
so
yeah, I'm good.
yeah, so that's where I'm at. That's exactly how I am, and I don't think it's, like,
Yeah,
great for large organizations, you know? Because like, I'm sort
yeah,
of naturally anti-authoritarian, like, anti-establishment. Like, I don't
yeah,
mean to
same.
like, if it's, like, an establishment and authority that's, like, the highest truth, love, and light frequency, I'm not gonna be anti it because it's gonna be perfection,
Right,
but
exactly.
most aren't perfection, right? They're not.
No, and
There's
it's never
toxicity,
rooted for, like, the
usually.
highest good. Yes,
No,
exactly.
there's toxicity mostly, because we're
Exactly.
still flawed, right? And in
Exactly.
ourselves too, the unhealed parts of
Yeah,
ourselves. So we're all
yeah.
toxic and to a certain degree. So yeah, like and I'll bring that energy because I'm seeing the toxicity everywhere. It's like and sometimes it's coming hard at me.
Yes.
So yeah,
Yeah.
I might back it with an edge. You know, I might puff up.
Yes.
It's not like
Yeah.
great, but it's like, I don't know, you brought it, so I'm gonna match it. It's like, "Yo, you think I'm a little
Literally,
Asian girl? Let me show you. Let me walk towards you and show you I'm not a
"Let
little
me
Asian
show
girl."
you." Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Catherine, do people ever tell you, like, "She's just too difficult to be around, and she's just too much, like, she's a problem, like, she's gonna be a problem for X, Y, and Z." Do people ever label you as, too difficult?
It's possible, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, if I were to
Yeah,
make
that's
some, predictions.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
that's
because
how
like,
I was, especially throughout go ahead.
I don't hide it, like, I just speak up about something if I'm like, "Look, it needs to be changed," I'm just gonna say it. It's why would
Yes.
I hide that? Just change
Yeah,
it because 'cause
exactly.
it's not great.
Exactly. Exactly. I feel like my biggest one that has caused me the most trouble in my life is, like, especially throughout school, like, we would come up upon anything in history, and they'd be like, "Yeah, and so this is what happened, Columbus did this, that, and the third," and I'd be like, "That's some bullshit. That didn't happen. That's not what happened. Like, that's
Yeah,
not you're
exactly.
lying. That's a
Yeah,
lie. Like,
yeah.
that's a damn
No, yeah,
lie. Like, you lying.
I
That's not
learned
what
that
happened."
for
Or,
sure. It
like,
was
with
whitewashed.
with organizations, religious organizations or something, like, I would see people, like, claiming to be so good and pure, and then but, like, I could clearly see, I'm like, "You have the most unclean spirit I've ever seen in anybody in my entire life, like, get the F outta here. You do your damn
Yeah.
lie. Lie. This is it's fake, not
Yeah.
real. That's not true." Yeah. I know, that's always been me where, like, I could feel like you said, the toxicity and the grime of somebody's, like, soul or energy or a situation, and I'd be like, "No, that's not it. That's not right. No, no."
Yeah, yeah, that's awesome, like, you sound super bold and empowered, it took me a
Yeah,
while
that's how
to kind of get to that state, before I was, like,
yeah,
kinda
but that's how you
shrinking and,
that's
like,
that's how you
"Oh, I
are.
don't know."
Yeah, yeah. But still, like, you're embracing that, and that's where you're at currently, like, you're let your let your Lilith be a part of you.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. No, I'm happy to be here, it's great. I'm 40, so it's like,
Yeah.
it's no better time.
What? You look super young.
No, it's the lighting.
She said it's the lighting. It is not the daggone lighting. It is not the
It's
lighting,
dim.
Catherine.
It's dim in here.
It's not the it's your soul. It's your soul. I promise.
I know, but I'm an old soul too. It's just there are aspects to it. Like, don't I seem like an old woman in some ways? Like, no?
No, I mean, like, you have the maturity, you do, like, kind of similar with me, and I think it has to do with the Pluto energy as well, like, you have like, a mature energy and air about you, like, for lack of better words, you can tell that your soul's been through some shit for a lot of lifetimes, like, you've got a seasoned, ancient soul blueprint, like, when I tap into your energy, it's very
Yeah,
ancient, like, you come with
that's cool.
lifetimes of ancient wisdom, energy, things of this
Oh,
nature, but I also feel your eternal soul child energy that comes through very much, so I guess that's why,
Take the improv.
it's yeah.
It didn't come back till then.
Yeah, but everybody that has a Sag, like, heavy station, whether it's their sun or their rising sign, they like, it's this, they're fun. They're just they got fun energy. That's you. Like, you'll always have that eternal, "I'm going on an adventure" kind of energy, and like I said, that's what I feel, and also you're just not a shitty person. So, like, when you have a good soul, like a good soul energy, you look younger, really.
Yeah, yeah, that's cool. I didn't know that. That's good to know. Do you
Yeah.
read blueprints? Yeah, I'm just texting someone. I need to let her know that I'm meeting her later because I didn't realize our meeting would go a little over.
No,
Do you
no.
mind if I
Go
text her
ahead.
right now
Go
and let her
ahead.
know?
No, go ahead. We can end wrap up now. I was just we just kinda went
Okay, so
off topic.
I'll tell her
Yeah.
5 minutes. Okay,
Yeah. Yeah.
okay, great.
Um, and then after that, after you get done sending your thing, just tell people
Yeah,
where they can
sure.
connect with you, and then we'll go from there. So where can people connect with you, and where can we find all your stuff? And of course, I'll link it
Yeah,
in the show notes and everything.
yeah, yeah, sure. Should I send it to your email or is it
Yeah, that's fine.
easier on? Okay,
But on here, where can people find you?
they could go to my website, catherine-vincent.com. They could check me out on Instagram, breathe.move.express.heal, and on Threads, same one. I have another one on Instagram, catherine-vincent.heal. And if they just Google my name, I'm sure it'll all pop up. But I think the website's the one. Like it's got everything there.
Yes, okay. Okay, Catherine, thank you so much for being here, and I knew it was gonna be like a bestie hangout type of situation that we were gonna be on here just talking about the things. So this'll come out next Tuesday, this coming Tuesday.
Okay, awesome.
And then thank you so much for being here, and, don't forget, please stay on for a second while I end this, and I'll
Sure.
see you guys next time.